She's about to share a court with Novak Djokovic and Serena Williams, and nobody saw it coming. A 21-year-old from the Philippines. A wild-card entry. A locker room full of Grand Slam legends who have combined for more major titles than some entire countries. And in the middle of it all, one name that the tennis world cannot stop talking about. Eala. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why the biggest stars in tennis, Novak Djokovic, Aryna Sabalenka, Serena Williams, Carlos Alcaraz, are stepping onto the same stage as a player who was fighting through qualifying rounds barely 2 years ago. And you're going to understand why, according to the very man she's partnered with, she might end up being the biggest draw of them all. Stick around, because later in this video we're getting into the exact prize money on the line, the brutal draw Eala and her partner just picked up against a legendary tennis power couple, and the almost unbelievable scenes that have followed this young woman from Toronto to Washington to Cincinnati. Scenes that have tournament organizers changing ticket prices just because of her. If you're new here, hit subscribe now, because this story is moving fast and you will not want to miss what happens next in New York. The draw that stopped the tennis world. Let's set the scene. The 2026 US Open has revamped its mixed doubles event for the second year running, turning what used to be a quiet, lightly attended sideshow into one of the most star-studded competitions in tennis. 16 teams, a packed roster of Grand Slam champions, world number ones, and Olympic medalists. And this year, the draw reads like a highlight reel of the entire sport. At the top of the bracket sits the pairing everyone is talking about for pure star power. World number 1 Aryna Sabalenka, the defending US Open women's singles champion, teaming up with Novak Djokovic, the most decorated men's player in tennis history. Right alongside them, in one of the more surprising reunions of the year, is 23-time Grand Slam champion Serena Williams, making her return to competitive tennis at the US Open, partnered with world number 2 Carlos Alcaraz. And that's still not the entire field. Elena Rybakina has teamed up with Taylor Fritz. Iga Swiatek is playing alongside Casper Ruud. Daniil Medvedev has partnered with Diana Schneider. Belinda Bencic and Flavio Kobali are in the draw. So are Lerner Tien and Amanda Anisimova, and Alexander Zverev alongside Taylor Townsend. The two-time defending mixed doubles champions, Sara Errani and Andrea Vavasori, are back to defend their title. Frances Tiafoe has partnered with Leylah Fernandez. Married couple Gael Monfils and Alina Svitolina picked up a wild card for their first official tournament together as a doubles pair, in what's being framed as part of Monfils' farewell season on tour. It is, by any measure, one of the deepest mixed doubles fields a Grand Slam has ever assembled. And in the middle of that field, on a wild card of her own, is a 21-year-old from the Philippines who was ranked outside the world's top 100 barely a year and a half ago. Who is Eala, and why is everyone suddenly talking about her? If you don't follow tennis closely, here's what you need to know. Eala is a 21-year-old left-handed player from the Philippines who has spent the past 2 seasons turning heads across the entire sport. She trained for years at the Rafael Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Spain. The same academy connection she now shares with her US Open mixed doubles partner. Just weeks before this tournament, Eala won her first career WTA Tour title at the DC Open in Washington, becoming the first player from the Philippines in history to capture a WTA tournament. She backed that up with a run through Wimbledon that turned her into a household name well beyond Southeast Asia. Her current world ranking sits at number 20, with her live ranking climbing as high as number 18. Remarkable for a player who was fighting through qualifying draws not that long ago. Now she and world number 4 Felix Auger-Aliassime of Canada have been handed a wild card into the US Open mixed doubles main draw, and the tennis world is bracing for what comes next. The money on the table. Here's where things get serious, because this isn't just about pride or a trophy. The financial stakes at this year's US Open are the highest they have ever been in the history of the sport. The United States Tennis Association has confirmed a total prize pool of $108 million for the 2026 US Open, a 20% jump from last year's already record-breaking purse, and the first time any Grand Slam has ever crossed the $100 million mark in total player compensation. Singles champions will walk away with $5.5 million each, the largest single winner's payout tennis has ever offered. Even a first-round exit in the singles draw now guarantees a player $140,000. But it's the mixed doubles numbers that matter most for our story. The champions of the mixed doubles event, just like the men's and women's doubles champions, will split a full $1 million as a team. That's $500,000 each. Runners-up will take home $500,000 as a team. It's worth remembering that this event's prize money exploded by 400% between 2024 and 2025, when the champion's purse jumped from $200,000 to $1 million overnight. And this year, the sport's biggest stars reportedly pushed hard behind the scenes for the increases to stick. For a player like Eala, who has already broken past the $3 million mark in career prize money after her breakthrough title run and her historic Wimbledon campaign, a single week in New York now carries the potential to rival some of the biggest paydays of her entire career so far. The opening round draw nobody expected. Now here's the moment that has fans buzzing. Eala and Auger-Aliassime have already learned their fate in round one, and it is not an easy one. The pair will open their campaign against married couple Gael Monfils and Aryna Svitolina on Louis Armstrong Stadium on Tuesday, August 25th, right at the start of the tournament's fan week. And the winner of that match doesn't get an easy path either. Waiting in the very next round is either the tournament's overwhelming favorites, Aryna Sabalenka and Novak Djokovic, or the pairing of Leylah Fernandez and Frances Tiafoe. Think about that for a second. A 21-year-old wild card, playing her first ever mixed doubles match with a partner she has never competed alongside before, could be staring across the net at Novak Djokovic within 48 hours of stepping onto the court. If that doesn't tell you how stacked this draw is, nothing will. The full mixed doubles main draw plays out entirely across just 2 days, Tuesday, August 25th, and Wednesday, August 26th, with the first round and quarterfinals on day one, and the semifinals and final crammed into a single electric day on Wednesday. How this partnership even happened. So how did a rising WTA star from Manila end up paired with one of the ATP's most consistent top 10 players? According to Auger-Aliassime himself, it wasn't some elaborate scouting process. Speaking to the Tennis Channel, the Canadian explained that he and Eala share the same management agency, and that people within their respective teams simply talked and made the pairing happen. There's also a deeper connection between them. Both players have ties to the Rafael Nadal Academy in Mallorca, where Eala spent much of her formative training years, the same academy where Auger-Aliassime has also trained. For Auger-Aliassime, a two-time US Open singles semi-finalist and an Olympic bronze medalist in mixed doubles from the Paris 2024 Games, this will be his first time playing mixed doubles at the US Open, and he already knows exactly what kind of atmosphere he's walking into. The Eala effect, and why her own partner is nervous about it. This is the part of the story that has genuinely stunned people inside professional tennis. Despite being the youngest player in the entire 16-team mixed doubles field, and despite having, on paper, the lowest combined ranking of any pairing in the draw, Eala and Auger-Aliassime are already being talked about as the tournament's likely fan favorites. Speaking to Tennis Channel in Cincinnati, Auger-Aliassime put it best himself. "It's kind of funny because she's younger than me," he said, "but I feel like she has the fan base. She's carrying the crowd." For a player ranked world number 4, openly admitting that his 21-year-old partner might draw the bigger crowd, that says everything about what's been building around Eala this summer. And it's not exaggeration. Just weeks ago, at the Canadian Open in Toronto, Eala filled the 12,500-seat Sobeys Stadium to capacity match after match, despite only reaching the round of 16. Fans showed up dressed in support of her, turning ordinary tennis matches into full-blown celebrations of Filipino pride. At the Washington Open, tournament organizers publicly noted that a huge share of ticket requests were coming directly from Eala's fan base. In Cincinnati, ticket prices were pushed significantly higher for her matches, and the stadium still sold out. Now that same phenomenon is landing in New York at the biggest tennis venue on earth, with the whole sport watching to see if it happens again. This time with Novak Djokovic, Serena Williams, and Carlos Alcaraz sharing the same draw. What happens next? So here's where we leave things. In the next 48 hours, Alexandra Eala and Felix Auger-Aliassime step onto Louis Armstrong Stadium to open their campaign against a genuine tennis power couple in Monfils and Svitolina. Win that, and the very next match could put a 21-year-old from the Philippines directly across the net from the 24-time Grand Slam champion himself. A $1 million prize sits at the end of the road. A field packed with more combined Grand Slam titles than almost any doubles draw in the sport's history stands between Eala and that trophy. And an entire fan base, one that has already reshaped ticket sales at 3 tournaments this summer, is about to descend on Flushing Meadows to find out if the Eala effect can survive contact with the biggest stage tennis has to offer. Will she and Auger-Aliassime pull off the upset against Monfils and Svitolina? And if they do, are they really ready for what's waiting on the other side of that draw? If you want to see how this plays out, make sure you're subscribed and you've got notifications turned on, because we'll be covering every twist of the story as it unfolds in New York. Drop a comment below and let us know. Do you think the Eala effect survives Arthur Ashe and Louis Armstrong Stadium? We'll see you in the next one.